Good afternoon, fans, and welcome to Game 2 of Day 1 of the Maritime Women's Basketball Association Showcase Weekend here in Moncton, New Brunswick, in the home of the Trojans, Harrison Trimble High School. My name is David Tingley. I don't know why I said David. Please call me Dave. And I'll be joining you on the call for all 6 games this weekend. I'm Hoops Tingley on Instagram and on Twitter if you want to say hi and tell me where you're tuning in from and tell me what a terrible job I'm doing or what a great job I'm doing or anything else you want to talk about, because this is going to be a lot of fun, fans. It's going to be electric here in the building. The Moncton Mystics are here to do battle with the Windsor Edge, and this is going to be a lot of fun. The Mystics looking for their first win in front of their home fans. Their kids are all here dressed in about the most adorable t-shirts I've ever seen, and yeah, that's my mom t-shirts. It's pretty cool. And I'm sure there's lots of kids here for the Windsor Edge watching as well. And the Windsor Edge come in with 2 of the top 3 scorers in the league on their side. And we're going to get into talking about them a lot. And fans, if you're not familiar, as many fans weren't, with Carissa Kajarina and Tiffany Reynolds, you sure are now. They come in averaging 25 and 17 a game, respectively, for first and third in the league. And they are not alone. They got a lot of backup there too, and we'll get into a lot of these key players for the Windsor Edge and for the Moncton Mystics as we go. So the Mystics are working for the first win, but are perhaps coming off their best half of the season. In last Sunday's loss to Port City, they were down big at the half. They keep roaring back and actually tied it in the fourth quarter, but just ran out of steam at the end. But they've had some positive momentum on their side, and they're certainly looking to get off the snide this weekend and put some wins in the win column. Windsor Edge are going to make it tough, though. They had a 2-game win streak stopped the other day in a really well-played game in Halifax against the second-placed Hornets. That was last Saturday, and they'll be looking to beat the Mystics for the second time after a 9-point victory during Halifax's Showcase Weekend. That was back on the 28th of May. So different teams since then. Windsor Edge has got some of these teams have traveled, are missing players today and or tomorrow, but the Windsor Edge are here with a full complement. This is going to be a difficult matchup for the Moncton Mystics, and I'm going to give way to our public address announcer, Mr. Andy Sharp, as he does the intros for the national anthem and then for the starting lineups, and then I'll come back to you and review the starting lineups, and we'll get going, fans. Stick around.
Brillants exploits, God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for
Thank you very much, Bethany Robertson. And now we're going to have a few words from Mystics owner Shannon Harley.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Moncton. Super excited to have you here. So, I remember the day like yesterday when I played my last university game after 4 years. It was bittersweet knowing that I could play my last competitive game. We spend so many hours in the gym with your teammates in sport that just really becomes closely aligned with who you are. Some of the players here my mom's shirt, so you can see that here. So I started this journey a year or two ago now, and I knew the most important thing was to put the right team together. And I wouldn't be here without Judy Beaufort, without Kim St. Clair, and Gordon Donovan. They all wear many hats to make this happen. See Judy here on the table. You see Kim over there as assistant coach, and Kim is back with a camera operator for us for one of our games. So a lot of hats. And we love this game, we love this community, and we are definitely women that support women. As the great Celia Lilly said, the success of every woman should be an inspiration to another. You should raise each other up, make sure you're very courageous, be strong, be extremely kind, and above all, be humble. I want to give a special shout out to my mom. I quite really wouldn't be here without her. She's watching, she's going through a lot, and she's always been there for me all along the way. She had a cowbell that we heard all the way from Sussex. And we're from around here, born and raised here in Riverview. And I just want to say hi to my mom and my dad. And they instilled a lot of drive in me to do, more, give back. That's what it's all about. And one of my favorite quotes, Michelle Obama says, success is not about how much money you make, it's about the difference that you make in people's lives. To our fans, my goodness, it's surreal. Thank everyone for your unbelievable support, and it's only up from here. So teamwork makes the dream work. Let's go, and thanks everybody. Let's enjoy some basketball.
All right, fans, we're going to get these starting lineups from Windsor first at guard number 5 from Mountain, Jessica Miller. At guard from Thunder Bay, Nova Scotia, the Maritime Women's Basketball leading scorer number 10, Marissa Cacciarini. At forward number 13 from Cole Harbour, Emily McNeil. And at forward also from Cole Harbour, number 16, Anna von Nelson. Let's welcome the starting lineup from the Moncton Mystics. All of your people, fans, let's welcome the starting lineup. Starting for the Moncton Mystics, the number 4, the AUSCS Women Leader, Kelsey McLaughlin. Number 5 from St. Thomas, Wendy McDonald. It's your girl, number 7 from Cambridge Crescent, Kelly Knox. Number 9 from across the river, Shannon Jones. And number 15 from Montreal, Emily Turbo. Well, fans, there's your starters for the Moncton Mystics.
And there you have it, fans. So we're ready to go here now. The starters are announced. I'll review them real quick with everybody. For the Moncton Mystics, Kelsey McLaughlin, Lindy McDonald, Kelly Vass, Jenna Jones, and Emily Turmel. And for the Windsor Edge, Jessica Miller, Tiffany Reynolds, Carissa Caggiarine, Emily McNeil, and Anna von Maltzen. And fans, if you haven't seen Anna, if you want to see defense played the way it should be played, my favorite player in this league right now, I think, is Anna von Maltzen. And the Windsor Edge win the tip. Maltzen on the attack, brings it back out, finds inside Reynolds. She pushes to Caggiarine with a wide open 3. Moncton got away with one on the first possession. Caggiarine back rims at the open 3. McLaughlin now on the attack. She's going to pull up for 2. Too strong off the backboard. Rebounded by von Maltzen. Up comes Miller, Santa FX product. Picks her pocket, does Kelly Vass. Not the first time, won't be the last. Misses a wide open lay-in though. Fights for the rebound back. From the top of the key, Termel misses the three, in and out. Kajarina now on the attack for the Windsor Edge. Uses a screen from Reynolds. More like just interference, but she doesn't need much to get off that shot. Back rims it again, and back to the Moncton Mystics. Referees for today's game, for this game, fans, JP Richard, Brent Smith, and Jen Lloyd McKenzie. Terrific group, just a great crew, same as we had the first time out. Jenna Jones driving baseline, loses it out of bounds. The leading scorer for the Mystics, Jenna Jones, at around 14 a game. She can stroke it. You leave her open from three, just like Kajarine. It's a beautiful weather day here in Moncton. You might need your umbrellas in the Harrison Trimble gym. That's a tough catch for Kajarine. Miller passes it at her feet. Little miscommunication there. Kajarine and Reynolds have been electric to watch, but you got some talent surrounding them, and we'll get into the talent. I mean, I rave about Van Maltzen. She doesn't put the ball in the hole very much, but she prevents the ball from going in the hole at an incredible rate. This girl, I was telling her coach before the game, I rewound a couple possessions from a game that I watched earlier in the season. 2 possessions back to back. She had 6 deflections, 2 blocks, and 2 steals in 2 possessions. You can't even keep up with the stat keeping on that if you're an edge statistician. But a nice pass there from Van Maltzen backdoor to Kajarine. She's not just a 3-point shooter. She moves well without the ball. McLaughlin on the pull-up, back rims it. Rebounded by Emily McNeil. Reynolds on the attack. She is dynamic with the ball in her hands. So fast. Attacks off both hands. Not the prolific shooter from the outside that Kajarine is, but she can still stroke it. But she is dangerous on the attack. And McLaughlin and Jones take an early seat into the game for the Mystics. Maddie Daly. And I didn't see the other one. I'm sorry, I'll get this. Oh, Shannon Uden came into the game. Vass on the push. Something she does well. Look at that. See ya. Inside for 2. She's so good at attacking off that right hand. You want it, you feel like you got to force her left, but she somehow just gets everywhere she wants to go with that right hand, especially on the break, does Kelly Vass. Just the way she used to do back in the old days playing for Stu and Crandall. And there's a 3 from Jessica Miller. Okay, we've got the 2 leading scorers covered, but here comes Jessica Miller raining in a 3. Easy as you like from the wing. And Kajarine loves that shot. She'll pull up from anywhere behind that line. That's in the gym range, truly, from Carissa Kajarine, playing for an old friend, John Kreiner, up there in Lakehead University. Not many people down here in the East Coast knew about Kajarine or Reynolds. Both of them play for Kreiner up there in Lakehead, and I know he's watching, or at least he said he was going to be. He promised myself and Brent Stalker. And Reynolds squeaks inside for 2 points. Now the lead is 10-2 early, and another turnover. Van Maltzen takes it away. On the attack is McNeil. She goes all the way. Van Maltzen follows, but it's blocked from behind nicely from Emily Termel, and Moncton's going to call a timeout. And this is epidemic of a lot of Moncton games. They've had some great finishes come back and make things interesting, including they got down 20 or so to this Edge team the first time they played. They didn't really make it interesting. It wasn't in doubt, but they definitely got the lead back to single digits late in that game. The same thing they did with the Fog the other night. This is an epidemic of them. They get off to poor starts, and I know Coach Greg Gould, terrific coach, and he's got terrific character girls over there in the huddle, women over there in the huddle. I know they're talking about that. Let's shed these slow starts and get going quicker. But we talked about the talent around Kajarine and Reynolds, and it's plentiful with these Edge. These Edge they come in with a 3-3 record, could easily be 6-0. They've lost their 3 games by a total of 12 points to the 2 Halifax teams, and they're terrific defensively. Van Maltzen is a beast on the defensive end. Yepes is she's not been in the game yet, but we're going to talk a lot about Carla Yepes, the UPEI product, who's another terrific defender, finishes great with both hands in the lane. But yeah, there's an abundance of talent on this edge, and Moncton's going to have to be mentally tough to stay in this game. And they got away with another one there. Kajarina misses a wide open one. The one she's made had somebody in her eye, but she's better off the move with that three is Kajarina than standing still, which is why you'll see her shoot those pull-ups from deep behind the line in transition. Pushing the pace now again is Jessica Miller. She's going to pull up for a three. Misses one. Reynolds fighting in there for the rebound, but so are the Mystics. Down on the ground goes Maddie Daly. And the ball's going to go back to Moncton. One thing that the Moncton team, that the Mystics tends to lack that the other teams do, they don't have a go-to scorer. They don't have someone you throw the ball to and go, that's a bucket. And they don't have long, lengthy wings that attack off the dribble. What they do have is toughness, and then what they do have is a lot of grit in the front court as well. Girls like Emily Turmel, and we'll see off the bench Abby Miller from Mount Allison come in, and they rim run, they get position in the paint, they make it tough on you down there. Kelly Vass gets 2 feet in the key and swings it around. Shannon Uden wide with the three, but run down in there by Turmel. Finds back to Kelly McLaughlin. Over to Vass. Swings it all the way over to Turmel again. She's going to try another three. She's long on that one. Just not finding the range here early are the Mystics. Kajarina loves crossing over and getting that three. Well done by Kelsey McLaughlin. Not letting her have it. On the handoff comes Jessica Miller. Baseline, Kajarina squeezes that one through to Von Malton a little bit strong. Still 10-2, 5-11, clock running first quarter. McLaughlin now using the screen of Turmel. Turmel going to back in. Reynolds can't get around her, kicks it back out. On the attack is Daly. Daly met in there, bellied up well by a good Windsor Edge defense. Reynolds got ahead of herself, went for the Euro step, forgot to bring the ball with her, but fought that ball out to none other than Carissa Kajarina, and she reigns in that first standstill three of the day. Vass pushes again. That's the strength of the Moncton Mystics offense in transition. If Kelly Vass, and she does so often, gets 2 feet in the paint, what tends to happen for Mystics when things go wrong is when Kelly pushes that too far and gets into some bodies and can't get that accurate pass out to the wing, the ball gets tipped, the ball gets deflected. And as I talked about with Van Maltzen and others here on this edge defensively, they're going to get their hands on a lot of balls. So into the game, Anne-Marie Poitras now for the Mystics, as well as Abby Miller, the Mount Allison product. On the attack there is Jody White, and new into the game, finds Kajarina. Kajarina misses on almost run down there by Shannon Uden, but knocked it out of bounds. Stays with the Edge. 13-2, the early lead for the Edge. 4:16 remaining first quarter. Moncton Mystics looking for their first win of this season in the Maritime Women Basketball Association. Jenna Jones back in for Uden. And Jenna Jones is going to be a key contributor if they're going to get enough points on the board to make it interesting with the Edge in this game. She's going to have to make some shots as Jenna Jones. Wheeling and dealing inside is Carla Yepes. She's able to finish that left-handed. Not there. Nice kick out from Anne-Marie Poitras for three. Jones, though, long on the three. Reynolds out to Kajarina. Kajarina dancing with that ball. She can go right, she can go left. Handoff now with Reynolds. They do a dribble handoff. Reynolds, a little bit of a flop there, trying to get the attention of the officials. Pushing now is Anne-Marie Poitras. Pulls it back out, waits for Abby Miller. Abby Miller so effective down there in that post. Just rims out. That's her shot, though. She's so effective carving out space in there and hitting those little turnarounds. Ooh, almost a carry there. Got away with one. Did Yepes. Swung it all the way around. Or pardon me, Yepes on the receiving end on the other side. Pardon me. Up for the three is McNeil. She was the one that kicked it. She got it back, and she made a three. The third member of the Edge so far to make a three already. And the lead grows to 14, 16-2. Now Windsor Edge. Miller with another nice move inside, but just short that time. That's her game. She's effective. Makes more than she misses. And another one from Emily McNeil. 19-2 now the lead. The Edge cannot miss. So often this game is a make or miss sport, and they're making everything. The Mystics not successful. There's another three from Daly. Long. Run down by McLaughlin. She's going to look to attack, but swiped away from Reynolds. It'll stay with the Mystics. I like to know the shoot percentage right now of the Edge. It's high. They're creating good shots from long range, and they're making them. And the Mystics, it's a avalanche right now of threes from the Windsor Edge. The Mystics not getting the same quality shots. The ones they are getting, they're not making. Oh, and a nice runner there inside from Poitras, but came up a little bit short. Rimmed out, another miss. Yepes, a long pass. Finds its way to the corner, and Reynolds back to Yepes, and she's going to pop a three. Long with that one. And a sigh of relief from the Moncton fan base. They missed one. Onto the floor for the Edge as well. Chelsea Slaughter right. And Sydney Foran. Foran, another one of those long wings for the Edge that defend, can put the ball on the floor, can make a shot. They just have a ton of them. Mystics. Erica Trakov onto the floor for the Mystics. She had space carved out inside and wanted the ball. They didn't see her. And turnover now for the Mystics. Greatorex now. Maddie Greatorex on the floor. Oh, look at that pass. Whoo! Dropping dimes is Carla Yepes. Backdoor to Foran, and the lead is 21-2 now. The Mystics just can't get a stop. Greatorex with another good shot, but long. That's a good shot by the Mystics. The good shots they're getting, they are making. And the Edge are dealing right now. Another open three. Foran, long with that one. Another sigh of relief from the Mystics fans on this side. Greatorex, the Mount A product, looking to attack. And a nice look inside. Trakov just not able to finish. Good stuff there from Maddie Maye. Finds her front court mate. And a rebound there. Corralled by Termel. Greatorex on the push. She's going to look to get inside. Little spinning left-hander. A nice move from Greatorex. Maddie and Abby Miller, two members of the Allison Mounties on this team, who I'm honored to say I'll be calling on these games next year from Sackville, New Brunswick. Another good defensive possession from the Mystics, force a miss. Maye now on the attack. Kicks it to Termel, and she's going to have an open three again. Again wide left. These threes not even close for the Mystics right now. Oh, and a nice steal there. Well done by Lindy McDonald on the reach-in. Tried to get it to Greatorex, and it's turned back over. And Moncton just can't get a flow going right now. And the Edge are all flow right now. And they've played, I think they played everybody in this first quarter now, almost have the Edge. Megan Keown into the game. A Crandall product from Moncton. And up with the three again is Foran long. And that brings the first quarter to an end. And it was a very successful one for the Windsor Edge. They come out here shooting the lights out in this Harrison Trimble Gymnasium. It's 21-4 as we go to the first quarter break. And the Magic, as one of the kids wanders onto the floor with his adorable "That's My Mom" t-shirt. But no, I mean, the story of that first quarter is, again, I said it's a make-miss sport. That's boiling it down. That's a little bit elementary for this first quarter because the Edge were terrific defensively and the Mystics were careless with the ball. But the good shots the Mystics got, they didn't go in. And every good one, it seems like the Edge looked at, went down. But the Edge, I mean, I talked to their coaching staff, Lonnie States and the others there before the game, and it's been they're more than a little frustrated because you hear it universally for them. 3 losses by 12 points. You heard it multiple times from them before the game, and yeah, they're kind of at the bottom. They're at the bottom looking up on the Nova Scotia side of the standings, and they feel like they could be undefeated. They think they got a pretty good team, and you can see it now, fans. They have a better than a good team. They have an excellent team, and the firepower offensively is the show. Caggiarine and Reynolds, and as you've seen in this game, doesn't just stop with them, but defensively. They're terrific, and the coaching staff really feels like they're coming together on that end where they weren't as cohesive in some of their losses, and specifically in key points of the game. But Coach Lonnie states they feel like they're coming together, and they're a better defensive team now than they were when they started. And that's really, you can see it coming together in a game like today against the Mystics, having a tough time getting into their stuff. But here we go, the start of the second. Mystics, Abby Miller, Jenna Jones, Kelly Vass, Shannon Uden, and Kelsey McDonald. And for the edge, Tiffany Reynolds, Chelsea Slaughter-Wright, Carla Yepes, Megan Keown, and Sydney Foran. And we'll talk a lot about a lot of these players, but Chelsea Slaughter-Wright is coming off the bench, the perfect bench third guard. And look, again, another 3 from Yepes. Just going in from everywhere for the edge so far. And a dribble handoff move there to, and hey, a dribble handoff there, I was going to say, from Yowden to Jenna Jones. They needed a little bit of good luck, did the Mystics, and they got it there. A little run and jump defensively going at Chelsea Slaughter-Wright. And they're going to get an offensive foul on Slaughter-Wright. So a little bit of juice, a little bit of energy in this gymnasium there with the Jenna Jones bank 3. And some solid D there from Jenna Jones and Kelly Vass, forcing a Chelsea Slaughter-Wright elbow, a little offensive foul. Abby Miller slips inside. A nice look there from Vass, just wasn't able to collect and finish. It's going to be swung back around. Abby Miller gets that space again, just misses with the left hand. And fighting in there, Kelsey McLaughlin, and she's going to pick up the foul. Good offensive possession there. You got a couple nice looks from Abby Miller. She's a better finisher in there than what she's shown so far in this game, that's for sure. Her opponents in the ACAA of the Mount Allison Mounties can attest to that. Slaughter-Wright. Started talking about her game. She's that perfect third guard. She's just tough. Not a great shooter, but she can make one, but she's good off the bounce. Good defensively, like just the ideal one to bring off the bench for Caggiarine and or Reynolds anytime. Jenna Jones in the key, gets the roll off the nice feed from Vass. Jenna Jones, I said, she's a key. If they're going to score enough to make this interesting after this big deficit, she's going to be the one. It's going to have to bring them back, her and Vass. Obviously not single-handed, and there's other players that can make shots on this Moncton Mystics team, but Jenna Jones has to be a factor. She came in the first game against the Edge, made 4 threes in the first quarter of that game, 5 total in the first half, and then went cold, and that's when that lead went to 20 points. Oh, just unlucky there for the Mystics that time. One missed box out. Megan Keown sneaks in there on an air ball 3, lays one in. That's kind of an advantage sometimes for the offense in those situations. Oh, pretty backdoor cut. Dropping dimes is Kelly Vass. Again to Double J, Jenna Jones, and Vass almost picks the pocket of Yepes, but picks up a foul. Yvonne Maltson's going to come back in for Yepes. How good was she in her minutes? Carla Yepes. Gracious, making shots, turning the ball over. You can see the size discrepancy in these two teams when you go across the board. Long arms, athleticism. Moncton's got that toughness. Turnaround there from Von Maltz. Good box out from the Mystics, and McDonald with the rebound going the other way. Abby Miller for 3, strokes it. And here come the Mystics, and you can tell by the enthusiasm of this crowd, they're gathering momentum. That slow start's behind them. Reynolds, though, coast to coast and gets the roll. Boy, she's tough to handle off the bounce. Oh, McLaughlin just a little too far there for Abby Miller. And that's the other thing that happened. It's been an epidemic of theirs a little bit. You saw it a lot in the Windsor Edge game. They want to push that ball, and they're trying to share the ball and push it, but it's about a smart push, and you see that a lot from the Mystics. Saw that a lot in the Mystics in that first Edge game. Those long passes just not connecting. Long bombs and not getting paid off. A little too far, got hands on it, weren't able to collect. So, but look, you want to play with a certain pace, and Greg Gould, like a lot of these coaches, he coaches to pace, and he likes his teams playing at a fast pace. And the Mystics are, when you got Kelly Vass and McLaughlin in the backcourt who can attack off the bounce and pass it on a line like they do, and are willing to give it up and want to give it up, you got to play at that pace. But just the connection hasn't quite been there with, the Abby Millers and the Lindy McDonald's and the Jenna Joneses running the floor. But if they can connect on those passes, it's definitely it's going to be a prettier break. Now, Windsor Edge, I'm guessing their discussion was really all defensive in that huddle. Moncton's gotten some shots to go in, and they're running with a good pace. And I think, Windsor just, you're not going to change anything. Moncton's had a little bit of a run. You knew they weren't going to stay on 2 points. So nothing to panic about on the Windsor huddle, I'm sure. Just cleaning up a couple things, a little communication. Let's recognize Jenna Jones. And now they've got to play against this Mystic zone. Oh, look at that. Shannon Uden bellying up nicely on Reynolds. And McDonald got her hand on it. It's going to stay here with the Mystics, but they are definitely more active and cohesive and together on that end than they were for much of that first quarter. Got some stops. Van Moulton comes to meet the ball, hands it off. And Kajarine on a runner. Boy, she looked casual with that one. It almost rolled in. She's got that in-between game. She's not just a three-point shooter. And Greatorex is going to attack. Gets bumped on that pass to the corner as the fans shuffle by. So fans every now and then, my vantage point here blocks me out from seeing a couple things. So I like my vantage point, though. It's a good one. Just every now and then, these pesky fans that we've got in these stands today keep walking by and blocking my view. Come on, fans. We love the fans. The fans have been so supportive of this league from the start. I talked about in the first game as Anne-Louis Patra up with a three and down. Here come the Mystics, casting their spell on the crowd. And those Thunder Sticks. I got to come up with another name for those because I got Halifax Thunder. I got to come up with a different name for those Thunder Sticks, but that's what they've always been called in baseball. There's tons of them in the crowd today here for the Mystics. Another three up for McDonald. Boy, she's usually a really good, dependable three-point shooter. She hasn't had a real hot shooting game as Lindy McDonald so far in this league, and she's due for one. And you got to figure she's going to get one, and that's going to be another offensive foul. Anne-Marie Poitras come into this game and really done some work. Made a couple shots. She's penetrating. Playing tough belly up D, forces an offensive foul there. And now the Mystics, quick as you like, can make this a single-digit game. What a second quarter here from Moncton to bring this crowd to life, really. They were stuck on 2 points for the longest time. It was looking ugly for a while there, but they've seen a couple go through the net. Man-to-man here from the edge. They played some zone in their earlier games and in and out from Jenna Jones. But, hey, great offensive possession again. Look at that push from Kajarine up to Reynolds. Jenna Jones just a little bit too late. But those two know their games like the back of their hands. Pardon me. Oh, excuse me. That was Slaughter Wright on the catch. And she's going to be the one going to the line. But that doesn't change my point about Reynolds and Kajarine. And what I said to the coaching staff before the game, what I've really enjoyed watching about them is is Cajarine's strength is certainly her three-point shooting, and she's known for that. And Reynolds can attack you off the bounce, but what they do is they throw in wrinkles at you that are tough to stop. They run screen and roll together, and if they don't get a wide open three, they don't just bail to the corner. They'll go right to that post, and if you've got somebody smaller on them, they'll post you up and punish you in there. So they've got, and when they're running their actions, they've got a lot of stuff running on the weak side for these other options like Yepes. And yeah, it's pretty stuff to watch. Ooh, got away with the travel there, did Reynolds. On the attack is Emily McNeil. Into the game again is Erica Trakoff for the Mystics, and she's been disruptive in there defensively in her possessions, and she's making the edge guard her down there in the post. Hasn't gotten a touch in there yet. Nice drive there from Maddie Daly. And the one thing you say about the Mystics is they're never going to give up. We talked about their comebacks that they've had, slow starts and comebacks. You saw it in the first game from the Freeze, and you see it from all these teams. They play hard for 40 minutes. All of these teams do. I've seen it in every single game I've watched. It doesn't matter what the lead is. You can test it. You can go to any game. You can pick any time period on the rewatches, and just you won't know if a team. If you don't look at the scoreboard, you don't know if a team is up 40, down 40, tied game. You won't know it. The energy in the crowd's the same. The compete level's the same. It's good stuff to watch. Reynolds beats the press off of a feed there from Slaughter Wright. McNeil. And denial. Kelly Vass over there, the hometown favorite. Being disruptive defensively. Turnover. So Windsor not nearly as prolific in this second quarter as they were in the first. And Moncton, again, another opportunity to bring this down to single digits. McLaughlin pushes Maddie Daly all the way through. Ball swung to Jenna Jones, hands off to Kelly Vass. Into the corner to McLaughlin. She's going to penetrate right. Knocked out of bounds by Reynolds. And Reynolds is as stout defensively as she is explosive offensively. She is a tough customer. Which again, lather, rinse, repeat. You can say that about just about any player in this league. The compete level's been impressive, just wonderful stuff to watch. Vass again misses a easy lane, but a good rebound there from Maddie Maye, but not able to connect. Back out to Vass, and Vass, she can get to that rim at will. Couple just left wanting on a couple finishes so far. She wants them back. Competitor Kelly Vass is five-time ACAA finalist in her 5 years in the league. 4-time champ with Stu, and made it to the league championship again in her 1 year at Crandall. Van Maltzen throws up a wild one. She was bumped. Not enough for a foul from the referees. Vass swings it back to Jenna Jones. She's going to pop a three, and she should with that stroke, and it's in. True from Jenna Jones. Oh, and Reynolds, look at that feed into Van Maltzen. She is off a make or a miss or a turnover. It doesn't matter. You got to get back and pick up Tiffany Reynolds in transition. She is a monster. Slaughter Wright with her second. That's going to put Kelly Vass at the line. The lead's 31-22, 3:55 first quarter. My name's Dave Tingley. I'm at Hoops Tingley on Instagram and Twitter. If anyone wants to give me a shout out how you do, tell me where you're watching from out there across the country, around the world. I don't know where you are, but I know these live streams have been popular. There's thousands of views. I know a lot of people today might be watching this later on a replay. It's just because of the nice weather out. We've got a nice crowd here in the building, though. I don't blame you for getting out and enjoying the nice weather on this weekend. But if you're in the gym, you're enjoying yourself. And Vass has pulled this Mystics team back to within 7 points. And when it was 21-2, I don't know if you'd have thought that was going to be a thing in this first half. But the Mystics, the compete level, McLaughlin facing up on, look at that move from Cajariene to Reynolds, the 1-2 pass out to the top, and they collect the rebound. Do the edge, but not able to finish that three. 2 missed threes there from Miller. She made one early. She's missed the last few. And Vass was looking back door to Shannon Uden just wasn't able to connect. Natty Greatorex back in, had good minutes, and now we're going to go to a timeout for the Edge. And oh boy, fans, this is exciting. I had my heart in my throat a little bit when it was a 21-2 lead for the Edge. They were making everything they looked at. The Mystics looked stuck in the mud, but man, the whistle, the quarter marker turned from 1 to 2, and all of a sudden the Mystics showed up. And these slow starts of theirs have led to some exciting comebacks. I think you got to hope for tomorrow if you're a Mystics fan that they show up at the opening whistle, but some more babies are crawling onto the floor. The number of kids in this gym is fantastic. I don't know if you heard Shannon Parley, the owner of the Moncton Mystics, addressing the crowd before the game, but these girls have 17 children between them, the Moncton Mystics do, and I would say probably every one of them are in this gym or will be in this gym at some point this weekend. Some of them are babies, and you can only get so much out of them. I know Kelsey McLaughlin mentioned before the game, and I know, Mark, you're listening from home. Her husband, Mark, who's a tremendous basketball player in his own right, schooled me more than once on the floor in men's league situations, I'm proud to say. But I know he's keeping his youngest at home. She's only got so much appetite to be in a gym like this today. I know their youngest, but listen, fans, this has been so fun to watch already. This first game was super entertaining. The Fredericton Freeze would not let the Halifax Thunder get away. Came back and made it interesting, got it into a single digits after being down double digits most of the game. Late in the game, they got it right back into it at 7 points, just weren't able to finish. And the Moncton Mystics now, another New Brunswick team comeback after getting down big early. Kelly Vass on the attack. She finds McLaughlin. She's due. Oh, side rim again. And Kelsey McLaughlin, you got to figure, a lot like Lindy McDonald, hasn't been hot in these games. Hasn't been a shot maker at the level that you normally would expect, and they're both due. You got to figure McLaughlin and Lindy McDonald at some point they're going to get on track and start making some jumpers. Missed there from Uden, but another good set. Good shot from the Mystics. Got to be happy with it. There comes Reynolds getting downhill, and it is over. It is over when she turns the corner. If you don't have somebody there to meet her when she turns that corner off the top of the key, it's done. Left or right, she's going to finish. Or you're going to have to foul her and put her on the line, where she'll kill you there too. Vass. Oh, Abby Miller on the roll. Abby Miller fights, though, gets it back. Greatorex into the corner for McLaughlin. Shot fake, goes baseline. Finds Abby Miller. Abby Miller, she's due as well. Oh, long that time. Abby just can't get on track. All the shots she's taken have been good ones in the flow. Stuff she normally makes at a high rate. Greatorex now out guarding Reynolds, and on the penetration there from Kajarine. Just came up short on the floater, but Van Maltzen crashed the glass from the weak side and made another possession. Her coach called her the team's Dennis Rodman. I wouldn't argue with that a little bit. She is toughness. Oh, and nicely designed out of bounds play there for Reynolds. Mystics fell asleep a little bit. If you're going to lose somebody on that out of bounds play, can't be Tiffany Reynolds underneath the basket. McLaughlin out to Vass. Vass is going to try a three. A little bit long. Rebounded by Yepes back on the floor for the Edge. Kajarina is going to try a three. She's long with that one. Blocked from behind on the rebound by Miller, by Vass. And now Mystics are going the other way. Vass, nice leave for McLaughlin. Again, just back rims it. Kelsey's due. Not in yet. A nice move there from Kajarina around Vass at half court. She kicks it to the corner to Reynolds. Reynolds long with the three. A nice box out there. Emily Termel, and the ball falls to Vass. McLaughlin now. She's got options left and right. Dribble handoff. Termel, she's going to spin inside nicely. Nice find in the corner to McLaughlin, and sooner or later it was going to go. And it did. If you're a shooter, shoot do you make, shoot do you miss, Kelsey? Yes, it goes in, and back to 8 for the Mystics. Yepes using the screen. Kicks to Van Maltzen. She tries a three, and it's long. Rebounded by Vass, and she's going to push Up to McLaughlin. Mystics have numbers. McLaughlin can't finish. Gets her own rebound, though. She's going to try to go to the glass again. She's not giving up. And one for Kelsey McLaughlin. Brings the fans to their feet again. A hoop in the arm, and she looks exhausted from the effort. Puts her hands on her knees, but she's come to life here in these last few possessions. It's Kelsey McDonald. Back in is Erica Trakoff, Anne-Marie Poitras, Maddie Daly, joining McLaughlin, and Lindy McDonald for the edge. As the three-point play is completed, Tiffany Reynolds, Carla Yepes, Carissa Cajarine, Jessica Miller, and Sydney Foran for the edge. Jenna Jones, oh, nice little, there's that screen action, guard to guard. Back, Yepes, well defended by the Mystics. Oh, but crafty, Cajarine, cut off, spins back to the right, earns 2 free throws. That was well defended at every step of the way by the Mystics, but sometimes the offense is just better, and when it's Carissa Cajarine, this year so far, 27 points a game, the offense is better most of the time. She pushes that lead back out to 6. 21 seconds left, first half, in what's become a super competitive game. 21-2 was the lead for the Edge in the first quarter, and it's back down to 7 points. McLaughlin, she's going to hold for the final shot, I would wager. Jones on the attack. Back out to Maddie Daly. Jones is going to fire a 3. And she's left a little bit of time for the Edge. Foran's going to have to get one up. And hustling back is Jenna Jones to cut off that potential break opportunity for the Edge. And the buzzer goes, and the crowd loves it. Moncton Mystics got down 21-2 and promptly went on a nice little, let me do the math, 28-16 run to bring it back to a 7-point game at the half, fans. So entertaining stuff, I'm sure you'll agree, and I hope you join me back here in 15 minutes for more action from the Harrison Trimble Gymnasium here in Moncton, New Brunswick. It's Maritime Women's Basketball Association Weekend Showcase here in Moncton. I'm Dave Tingley. Find me at Hoops Tingley on social media, and we'll see you back here in 14:55. Welcome back, fans, to the second half of our second game of the weekend showcase for the Maritime Women's Basketball Association here in Moncton, New Brunswick at Harrison Triple High School Gymnasium. A quick housekeeping from the first from the first half. When I named the referees, I had Lloyd McKenzie, written down here to discuss because she is the director of officials for the league, and of course I said her name instead of the actual referee of this game, Nancy Curry. So Nancy, if you listen back to this, give me a hard time. I'm stunned at times. So thank you for thank you Jen for messaging me and saying I'm not there. I'm not there. So thank you. I appreciate it for setting me straight. So Nancy doing her typical good job here with JP Richard and Brent Smith. So and as we reset for the start of the second half, fans, so 37-30. The Moncton Mystics came back from an early 21-2 deficit, and how they did it was they extended the pressure a little bit, hurried up the edge a little bit, and frankly, they just got down and started communicating and up the effort at the defensive end. Frankly, to start with, they got a lot of edge, got a lot of easy threes and transition buckets. Really from miscommunication, people not knowing where their men were, and led to some pretty easy conversions for the edge. I say easy conversions, but those threes aren't necessarily easy. But with how wide open they were to start the game, it certainly looked it. But the Moncton Mystics turned up the pressure defensively a little bit, got out on the run themselves, created more easy buckets, created easier open threes instead of rush threes against the clock. And as a result, they turned the tide a little bit, and it's 37-30 here as we start the second half. And we'll reset for the Mystics. Kelly Vass, Lindy McDonald. The starting five, Lindy McDonald along with Emily Turmel, Jenna Jones on a little curl with a jumper, and down it goes, and she's heated up since a slow start. And Kelsey McLaughlin is, of course, the fifth member of the starting five, and who's back out here. Yepes goes baseline out to Van Maltzen. They're joined by Reynolds, Kajarine, and it looks like McNeil. Am I right? Correct, yes. Emily McNeil. So Van Maltzen will go to the line for two. Forgive me. That was one other little instance, fans, where I had a little traffic blocking me. I didn't see the full extent of the play there. So Van Maltzen, though, is going to the line for two shots. Talked about what a tremendous defender. I can't use enough superlatives to talk about how I think she plays on the defensive end of the floor. She was a Defensive Player of the Year at Dow, and easy to see why. She is a menace. Back come the Mystics. 1 for 2 at the line from Van Maltzen. Up to Jenna Jones. She turns the corner against Kajarine. Back to Vass. Reynolds defending Vass. Back over to Lindy McDonald. She's going to go left-handed. Look inside for Jenna Jones. A good catch. Oh, and it just doesn't finish with the left in the lane. But again, the Mystics getting good shots, the shots that they want pretty much every time down the floor since the start of this second quarter, really, where they were down 21-4. Van Maltzen, she's going to try to squeeze through, but that is a travel. Good belly-up defense there from Turmel. And the Mystics back at it. 38-32, 8:57 clock running second quarter. McLaughlin on the wing. She's going to put it down left-handed. McNeil, tremendous belly-up defense there. Doesn't let her get around. Van Maltzen runs the floor off a pretty feed from Kajarine, dropping a dime to her front court mate, Van Maltzen, who finishes. Jenna Jones on the pull-up, and she is automatic when she's in the groove with that bounce off the window. Jenna Jones showing out here since a slow start. Vass now pushing the pace. Gets in the key. She's going to throw up a wild one. But as so often happens, she just contorts that body, and you can't help but swiping at it. It's a wild shot. She shouldn't be going to the line, but she is so determined to get to that rim, to get to that bucket, to get the ball up on the glass, that you can't help but swipe at it and put her on the line. She goes 2 for 2, and the lead is down to 4. And the Mystics continue the comeback. Abby Miller into the game now for the Mystics, back in, along with Shannon Uden. And a little factoid I got from the fans here at the first half break is oh, look at that pass through from Uden. Good catch from Miller. Her sister is Jessica on the opposite side. I had no idea. And a block attempt there from Tiffany Reynolds on Jenna Jones. They're going to send her to the line. Double J trying to bring this down to a 2-point lead. So, yeah, Jessica and Abby are sisters. Never gotten to play against each other. Played with each other in the competitively before, but not against each other. It's pretty exciting. A couple of sisters facing off. The Daly sisters, of course, are in this league. And Kelsey McLaughlin. Nay Daly is one of those sisters. The other two play for the Fredericton Freeze. Kajarine off a double team has to swing it all the way over to Reynolds. Reynolds on the attack. Another deflection from Miller. Miller, the Mystics defense is just menacing right now. Reynolds has to throw up a wild one, gets it back. Has to throw it up against the clock because she threw up an air ball the first time. Back comes McLaughlin, and the Mystics can tie or take the lead on this possession. Looks to Miller, not there. Swings it all the way over to JJ. She's going to pop a three. And the lead is with the Mystics for the first time all afternoon. 41-40. And they are pumped up, and so is this crowd. The Edge have no answers for the magic wand of the Mystics, and that wand is mostly held right now by Jenna Jones. She is on fire right now. The Riverview natives, this afternoon, earlier it was Vanessa Pickard, now it's Jenna Jones. Stroking it in the Harrison Trimble Gymnasium this afternoon. So entertaining these games have been. This one looks like it's going to be another one. So as my mate in the arena here, the in-house announcer Andy Sharp, the best in the biz, does his thing for sponsors, I want to make sure I mention ours, meaning the leagues, the founding partners of the leagues, Royale and Medivie. Again, thank you to them so much. We can't thank them enough for the work that they do. Founding partner of the Moncton Mystics, Karen Phytoplankton. We want to make sure we mention them. And Dairy Farmers in New Brunswick sponsor all three of these teams. Just a few of the sponsors that we owe the success, and it is a rousing success the first year of this league. They owe the success partly due to those sponsors. And blocked out almost that whole possession, fans. I apologize, either by a referee or a fan or a player. So my vantage point has its advantages and it also has its disadvantages, but I will do my best to battle through as Van Maltzen. It seems every time Van Maltzen does something right and gets to the line, I don't see it. Sorry, Anna. I like it. Still like it the defensive end. So she's at the line for two, knocks them both down, takes the lead back, 42-41 for the Windsor Edge. Maddie Greatorex back in the game for Moncton, giving Vass a rest. She was good in her second quarter minutes, was Greatorex as well. Doesn't look out of place here. And just as I say, the announcer jinx kicks in, she turns the ball over. Windsor coming back the other way. I thought for sure Kajarine would pull up her favorite spot for three there. Didn't do it. And a turnover. Looks like she got hit, Emily McNeil. No call. Turnover back to the Mystics. Greatorex dishes to McLaughlin. She surveys the scene. Jenna Jones was looking to post up. Now rejects the Abby Miller screen, and a good decision on the crossover by McDonald. Gets to the rim, kisses it off the glass for two. The lead right back to the Mystics. Kajarine fails an attempt to wrestle it back again. And a nice kick-ahead pass again from Uden to McLaughlin, pardon me. Abby Miller wheels and deals, doesn't finish again. goes after that board. It's going to be a jump ball. Back to the edge. Frustrating afternoon so far for Abby Miller. Getting to her spots. She's getting the ball from the backcourt right where she wants it. Just not able to finish so far for Abby, but anybody that knows Abby knows she's not going to give up. She's going to go right back at it. And Caggiarine loves that left crossover right to left for that pull-up three. Didn't get that one to go. Van Maltzen to Yepes. She's hit some of those already. Doesn't hit that one. Reynolds corrals the rebound. Not able to finish, but she's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. Uden on the foul, her second. Reynolds at the line, a spot that she lives at with her physicality and the way she attacks the rim off the bounce from both sides with both hands. Vass back in. Lydia McDonald back in. She's going to replace Jenna Janes. Anne-Marie Poitras, excuse me, Anne-Marie Poitras back in the game also for the Mystics. She had terrific first half minutes, did Anne-Marie. And Reynolds bangs in the first free throw. Misses the second, rebound to the corner, tie score. Kelly Vass going to look to beat McNeil off the bounce, and she does. Makes a good decision. McDonald up fake, gets the ball to the corner to Poitras. She penetrates. Oh, a good look to Abby Miller. Just wasn't able to quite connect. Back out to Vass. 6 on the shot clock. They're going to have to get it up. Vass is going to shoot that three. She is. Doesn't go. Not able to grab a rebound was McDonald. Good box out by Caggiarine. Now Caggiarine right to left on the crossover. Gets into the lane and finishes. Tough finish with the kiss off the glass from Caggiarine. McDonald deep, and she's got that range just off to the left, trying to get the lead back. Reynolds now, she's got a head of steam. Somebody's got to stop that ball. Poitras steps up, she kicks to the corner, swung back through McNeil to Van Maltzen. 3 over there from Caggiarine, offensive rebound by Foran, who's back in the game. Into Reynolds, and she goes to the glass hard. Well defended there from Greatorex. Just stumbled and lost it there. Did Poitras. It's going back to Windsor. And McNeil to key the ball in. Up Caggiarine up to Foran. Over to Van Maltzen. She's going to look to attack. She's going to pull back for a shot over Abby Miller. Look at Abby Miller and Van Maltzen. That's a battle I'd pay to watch any day of the week. Those two, they don't back down from anybody. Physical, smart, tough. McDonald, she's due still. Last time I said that, I think I unjinxed McLaughlin to making hers. It didn't work for McDonald. All the way to the rim. Gets Caggiarine, but she can't finish through hands. Vass pulls up, finds Miller on a nice feed. Miller not able to finish, collects, finally gets one to go. Big sigh of relief for Abby Miller as she gets her first basket of the game. Caggiarine, there's that pull-up she loves it from that spot. And she is almost automatic. Takes the lead right back. Vass on the attack, 2 feet in the key. Gets to McDonald, she goes baseline. She's met, but muscles one up, missed. Caggiarine, she's going to attack. Almost turns over and does. Vass knocks it away. Nice pass up to Vass from Poitras. Greatorex on the bounce. Nice look inside. Well done from Maddie Greatorex to Anne-Marie Poitras. She's going to go to the line. Poitras' story is really interesting. She's from Quebec, learned English in New York playing basketball for the summer in high school. Got hooked early at grade 11. She was also a cross-country, track and field, went to the Quebec Games for both track and field and basketball. Plays baseball, flag football, plays a lot of stuff. She was at Montmorency College in her college days, got hurt there and had to decide either to keep playing, to go to McGill and keep playing, or joined the RCMP. She graduated in 2004, went to the RCMP, lost her mom in 2005, and says that combined with the RCMP opportunity, to have her quit basketball, and not just for a couple years, for a very long time. She didn't pick it back up again until she moved to Riverview in 2017, started coaching as Chelsea Slaughter-Wright bangs in a 3, pushes the lead back to 5. I thought it was only a 1-point lead, but it clearly was not. 2-point lead, but it clearly wasn't. Back into the game is Turmel. She tries to spin and finish, but can't. So the ball's going to stay here, knocked out by Windsor. But to finish off, the story on Emery Potra, who checks out, and JJ comes back in. She's training for the Master National Weightlifting Championship to qualify for the Worlds. Leads the fit team for the RCMP. She's a personal trainer, and she's a full-time mom to 2 kids who play rugby and basketball. Her mantra is never give up, never surrender. I don't know how she goes through a day without wanting to surrender with that kind of a schedule, but that's who these women are in this league. That's one story. There are 100 of them in this league. Jenna Jones in the corner tries to get it down to Turmel. That was a design play. I think they forced it a little bit. Edge saw it coming, and Double J was easily covered on that set play. But Edge now, a little bit of a comeback, puts this lead back out to 5. Behind Kajarine, heating back up again. It's 2:28 in the clock, third quarter. So fans, like I said, so many of those stories in this league, and I'm glad that I got some stories. Sorry, fans, I was just checking my social media feed to see I'm still see if I'm being made fun of by calling Nancy Curry by the wrong name. Oh man, it's gonna come back to haunt me. So, yeah, thanks to Commissioner Taji McKenna, watching out there and in social media. Thanks for shouting me out. Yeah, we've got a sister matchup, and so go follow Taji McKenna on social media and the league, and you'll see some great stories about the players there. And thanks to the guys and girls that did the live streams. I mentioned your names before, the live streams down in Halifax. Being in New Brunswick and not having the AUS in Moncton, we've got the ACA but not the AUS. It was so good to hear about the stories and the connections and the love of the game for the Nova Scotia natives and the Nova Scotia-based teams. I learned so much from listening to those broadcasts. So all of you down there, Vince and the crew down there in Halifax that do all these feeds, thanks so much for sharing the stories about these ladies and the teams, and it was entertaining stuff. So keep it up and keep sharing that stuff on social media. The league does a great job of it. Jenna Jones on the attack. 9-8 now on the shot clock. Moncton having a tougher time getting into their stuff now. Hand off to Double J. The Edges really turned it up. Moncton's got to get one off. They get it off the glass and follow the shot, but Reynolds rips it away and keeps it. Off to Slaughter-Wright. Slaughter-Wright, been pretty quiet today for the most part, but steady. 3 in the corner long. Kelsey McLaughlin collects. Up to Uden, almost the collision there with Yepes, but Uden avoided it, but come up short, but who's in there to collect it? Emily Turmel with her first hoop. Collecting an errant shot there, going back up and finishing with the left hand, and the lead's down to 3. 1:18, clock running. That was an interesting screen. Half court, no call. Lots of physicality, but no call. And a miss and a rebound from Turmel. To Uden and up to McLaughlin. McLaughlin on the push. Nobody with her on that side of the floor. Now she pushes. Oh, and Reynolds leads that like a book. Picks off that cross-court pass for the corner. Oh, and she had open field in front of her to keep going, I think. She got it to Kajarine. 2 unselfish there was Reynolds. Kajarine's going to pop a 3, and that's on line, but short. But it gets the roll. Ooh, it's a toughie. That's from distance. Kajarine with the in-the-gym range from the parking lot. That was one was from the corner of. That was on the corner. That was downtown. That's all I have to say. I was trying to find a. And I'm sorry, fans have blocked out. Okay, so jump ball. Excuse me, fans. Yep, jump ball going back to the Mystics. Lost who jumped on it there, but that shot from Caggiarine was very deep. No hesitation, quick release, and in the eye of a Mystics defender. And that's what she can do. 27 points a game. She's been doing it a lot. And she's been the reason this lead's been pushed back out. So far this quarter. Vass gets inside, not able to finish though. Good belly up defense though, forcing another jump ball. Looks like Yepes took a shot, gathering that rebound. She's talking about it. I got a shot in the eye. How did I not get a foul? Well, sometimes you don't see everything as a ref down there. She's shaking it off. Yeah, she can't. I don't think she could see very well out of that eye. She just asked for a sub. I think her vision was affected by that poke. And back in comes McNeil. She's going to try to fix things on the sideline. This coach Lonnie State's over there in an ongoing conversation with the referees, maybe about the physical play there. But that's what's gotten Moncton back into things here. Physical, being physical. As Kelly Vass tried to step in and cause a turnover, and she did. Referees say it's off Slaughter right. It's back to the Mystics. It's just been hustle and attitude and toughness. Oh, and McLaughlin can't get the shot off. Such good D there from Slaughter right. Couldn't get off an easy one, and we go to the third quarter break with the Mystics trailing the Windsor Edge 54-48. And it's going to be a tight one in the fourth quarter. Now, the Edge, this is almost, we got you right where we want you. For the Mystics, as they've been stellar in the fourth quarter of late, it's been their strongest quarter. Shannon Uden comes over to give a kiss goodbye to the three kids as they walk out of the gym. Oh man, the kids element added in here is a super special thing, and the "That's My Mom" T-shirts that the Moncton Mystics kids are wearing. I'm going to share it on social media. I took a picture of one of Kelly Vass's children there wearing it previously. And oh, we're announcing the 50-50 draw. Somebody's about to get very excited. So fans, if you're a Windsor Edge fan, you got to be uneasy about the status of things here going to the fourth quarter, given the fact that Moncton's outplayed you pretty significantly since you went up 19 early in that first quarter. But also, the Edge have been a tough team. They've been a very tough team over these first 6-7 games that they've played. And the strength of themselves defensively, the defensive edge that they play with, should come into play. If I was a Windsor Edge fan, I'd actually be comfortable about this fourth quarter. But Mystics, you got to feel a little bit optimistic too. Mystics fans, this team's fought back to bring it to 6. And it's been all toughness and grit and fight to get them back to this spot. Let's see if they can finish the job, or let's see if the Edge can get over the top and take away third place, take sole possession of third place in this league away from the Fredericton Freeze, who lost their game earlier this afternoon. Tiffany Reynolds. She's going to initiate the offense for the Edge to start. Over to McNeil, crossover. Not there. And on the attack goes Reynolds. And I'm telling you, she turns the corner, you're done. If she gets around that corner with no resistance, there's nobody to meet her, it's over. She's going to finish with the right or left hand. Abby Miller tries to spin inside and finish. Looked like it might have been a travel, but she got bailed out, and she's going to the line for 2. She stuck to it. Abby's kind of a personification of how the game's gone. Started off terrible, but has really brought her game up in the last quarter and a half especially. Couple hoops. Short on that free throw, though. She lives at the line in the ACAA, that's for sure, with her physicality and banging down low. And she's a good free throw shooter. She shows it on that second one. Back down to 7, 56-49, 9:31. Clark running fourth quarter. Reynolds gets to the paint, kicks the slaughter right. Met there by Abby Miller. Good belly-up defense, almost a turnover. They get it back to the edge. Reynolds at the elbow, spinning up, throwing up a wild one there a little bit is Christina Guerin. Back come the Mystics, and up for 2, and down for 2 goes Kelsey McLaughlin. Back down to 5. Do the Mystics have another run in them? I think they do. The fans are feeling it in this gymnasium. Kajarine gets her pocket pick from Vass. She's going to try to go coast to coast and finish. And she does. Slaughter right. Defended her tough. Made her finish through contact, but she sure did. Another kind of, I think that's a good no call, actually. I don't think Slaughter Right pushed off on Maddie Daly there. I think that was a good no call from the referees. I know Coach Greg Gould wanted it. Slaughter Right squeezes inside, gets one up off the glass. No good. Abby Miller collects. Vass is going to push, shockingly. She's going to get all the way to the glass. A wild one, and she's bumped, and she's going to go to the line for 2. Called by Nancy Curry, who's the referee in this game. Again, I'll be laughing at myself the rest of the weekend over that one. Lindy McDonald back into the game. And again, I'm waiting for those shots of Lindy McDonald to start going down. It's going to happen. There's zero doubt. It's just a matter of when. Vass, second shot now. 3-point game. Can she bring it down to 2 again? She can. Gets that friendly roll. 2-point game. 56-44. Tiffany Reynolds. Maddie Greatorex. Tiffany. Good help from Kelly Vass. More good help. Good belly up from Maddie. Really playing Reynolds tough. Reynolds posting her up. Going to try to take her to school down low, and she does. Lots of contact for Greatorex. And Reynolds down there. Reynolds wanted one 5-10 seconds ago. But the referees are letting them play through stuff down there. The physicality's been a little frustrating for the Edge. But it's been what's brought the Mystics back from the dead, really. 21-2 down. Not many people in this gym foresaw a comeback from that. No matter how strong these Mystics have been after slow starts, 21-2 against a team that was humming like the Edge was from 3 early. This was unlikely, but and Miller gets it knocked away off her thigh, out of bounds. She thought it was a little too physical, but it's going back to the Edge, and Jenna Jones checks back in, and as we reset, it's Jenna Jones, Kelsey McLaughlin, Kelly Vass, Lindy McDonald, and Abby Miller. It's Anna Van Maltzen for the Edge, along with Sydney Foran. A turnover there, yes. Back to the Mystics. So Sydney Foran, Tiffany Reynolds, Karina Kajarine, Chelsea Slaughter Wright, and Anna Van Maltzen for the Edge. McLaughlin trying to beat, nice cut from Abby Miller. And what a find. Get those goggles out. Show me your eyesight. Kelsey McLaughlin dropping dimes. Inside again. Physical down there as Tiffany Reynolds drops off the pass to Kajarine. Can't get the teardrop to go. More hustle from Reynolds. Again, Kajarine can't finish. And Van Maltzen was stepping on the line, I think, when she tried to rip the ball away from Vass, and that was the call. No foul call. So Greg Gould is working the officials over there, and so is Lonnie States. The physicality there's a lot of it. Jenna Jones now able to finish, and we got a tie game. What ball movement from the Mystics. And the Edge getting passed around. Look at that ball movement, though. Van Maltzen, good movement, just not able to finish. Vass now on the attack. Gets that ball knocked away from Van Maltzen. I'd like to see this matchup the rest of the game. Vass and Van Maltzen. Van Maltzen wins that battle, knocks it away. Steal, and back comes Slaughter Wright. She going to attack? No, she's going to kick it out, but Jenna Jones hustles back. Didn't see her coming, did Slaughter Wright. Jenna Jones caused the turnover, and the Mystics could take the lead back for the second time. McLaughlin with a deep three, back rims it. Kajarine, she's going to attack. Now she's calling something. She wants a screen from Van Maltzen. She gets it. Van Maltzen on the roll, not able to catch and finish. Jenna Jones takes it away, and it's going back to the Mystics. So the physicality of this game has changed, has amped up significantly since that first quarter. The referees are letting them play, and that style of play is definitely working in the Mystics' favor. The Edge look a little bit on edge, looking for calls, you know, getting a little smiling, getting a little throwing their hands up in the air, looking for calls on the physicality. And look, you got to play to the whistle of the refs. There's going to be some games where the refs, they're going to set a tone by letting things go. They're going to set a tone by calling things tight. If they're calling things both the same way both ways, you know, that's all you can ask for as a player. And I think, you know, look, from my eyes from here, it's been pretty even both ways. But there's definitely a lot of chirping going on out there right now, and both coaches are working the officials, trying to get their guys their call. And we'll see how the last 6 minutes and 7 seconds shakes out, but it's going to be fun no matter what. As in-house announcer Andy Sharp, the best of the biz, calls on the Mystic fans to get on their feet. And those Mystic sticks, I want to call them Thunder sticks, but I can't give in to the Halifax Thunder on that, are making a lot of noise in this gym right now. It's pretty packed in here. It's pretty warm. Tempers are rising. The intensity is rising. And the noise is rising. And a turnover off the timeout. It's not what you like to see from McLaughlin. She's holding her arms up in the air like, what did I do? It's going back to the Edge. They force a turnover there. Jenna Jones and her sharing a laugh. The intensity of these games, I don't think you understand. I don't know if you get the competitive level or the level of intensity that's going on in these games from court level. I didn't get a taste of it until just now, being at court level for these games. These girls play at a high level, and they play hard, and they want this win, and those Magic have earned themselves another turnover. Kajarine tried to connect with Yepes. Couldn't do it. Now McLaughlin on the attack against Yepes. Kicks to Abby Miller. Abby Miller drains one. Boy, has she ever recovered from a slow start, has Abby Miller. She's been a key member of this comeback. Up the shot goes from Kajarine. Maddie Greatorex on the rebound, and she's going to push. She's got Jenna Jones. Jenna Jones pops a three, and the lid's going to come off the place pretty soon. Down for three, and Yepes and her sharing a laugh going down the floor. Yepes catches the ball at the edge. Oh, look at that pass from Kajarine, not able to finish though. Up again was Van Maltzen this time with the offensive glass. And it's 63-60, 3-point lead, Mystics. Oh, McLaughlin feeling a little bit on that pull-up, wasn't able to go. Abby Miller fighting for that board, didn't get to her. Now Tiffany Reynolds, she's gonna look to attack, and she does. Oh, wait, wards off that defender a little bit again. Misses the shot, and Jenna Jones now one-on-one. She's gonna pull for a three. Oh boy, the lid would have really come off the place again on that one. Little long on the shot. Reynolds now, Greater X, who's been terrific defensively in this game. She's found herself on Reynolds a lot. Reynolds not able to finish. Tears away the rebound though. Good hustle from her. Jenna Jones on the foul. Inbounds, they get it in. Oh, right back to Kajarina in the corner. Get away with one, did the Mystics there. Pushing from, oh, Jenna kept her foot on the ground and made the three. Down it goes, Double J from downtown. Doubles the lead to 6 for the Mystics. 3:46, clock running 66-60. Reynolds now, way over to Kajarina. Kajarina on the bounce. She pulls up, misses one. Van Maltzen rips it away. Digging there is Vass. Vass forces a miss from Van Maltzen. And a jump ball, and it's back to Moncton. Starting to feel it out of the Mystics, and the Edge hanging their heads a little bit too. The body language not where you want it. A little bit from them, looking a little bit frustrated. You can get it. I understand why. You got to feel like the whistle's against you if you're an Edge fan. Just the way that the styles of play, the way that the referees are calling it, definitely matches up with how the Mystics want it. They want the game to get a little bit mucky, a little bit physical. That plays to their advantage. Uden at the top now, back into the game for the Mystics. Jenna Jones runs all the way through. The Edge need a stop, and they know it. Oh, Greater X. Look at that look to Abby Miller. The Mounties hook up. It doesn't go down, but Uden on the rebound. Can't finish. Chased down in the corner. Jenna Jones batting at it, and Reynolds. She's got a head of steam going. Vass isn't able to cut her off. Amazing work there by Abby Miller, getting a touch and forcing the Edge to take that ball out of bounds. Reynolds looking for a lob. She gets it. Bodied up by Greater X and puts her on the line. Greater X thought that Reynolds pushed off a little bit to collect. I don't think she's quite in a position to complain about physical play. Maddie, you've been knocking her socks off for the entire fourth quarter, and I think Tiffany Reynolds will be glad to see Maddie Greater X go to the bench, frankly. But into the game now. Let's see. Yeah, Jenna Jones, Uden, McLaughlin back in, Vass, and Miller. And it's Van Maltzen, Reynolds, Kajarine, Foreign, and Yepes for the Edge. Backdoor look. Kajarine, great job forcing the turnover. And Vass with a great job right back. Knocks it off her knee out of bounds. The slick hands of Kelly Vass. Comes back to haunt yet another opponent. Don't feel bad, Kajarine. She's been doing that for years to everybody this side of the Great Lakes. Jenna Jones on the bounce. Finds Abby Miller on the cut. Look at that finish. Double J. Dropping the dime to Abby Miller. Yepes on the pull-up. Clever move from her. Doesn't get it to go, though. Van Maltzen battling in there on the offensive glass. Again, another possession for the Windsor Edge. Lindy McDonald now back in, this time for Uden. McDonald still hasn't gotten that shot on track, but she's been terrific defensively, as have all the Mystics in these last three quarters. Up for two is Kajarine. Boy, smart play though. I mean, it's always a smart play to run her off the line. Really, you got to pick your poison with her. If she's going to make those pull-ups against the second level of defense, then what else can you do? McDonald on the attack, pulls up. Another nice cut from Abby Miller. Oh, just not able to finish. 4-point lead, 2-minute mark now of the fourth quarter. Reynolds All the way over to Kajarine off the bounce. She's going to try to squeeze through. Doesn't make it, but physical defense there from McLaughlin. And Kajarine is going to go to the line. And now it's time for player of the game selections here. I'm forced into my duty to do that. Pretty easy, I think, at this point in this game. Jenna Jones and Kajarine have been the standouts, particularly in the second half. And Kajarine through the noise. The fans trying to distract her. Nonplussed 2-point game. The Edge now bringing up their defense. Now the Mystics have an advantage because can they finish? McDonald goes inside, makes them pay. She's going to go to the line for 2 free throws as Lindy McDonald trying to push this lead back up to 4. Oh, short on the first. This next one's a big one. And down it goes. So 3-point game now. Still a 1-possession game for the Edge. Kajarine. She's going to look to pull up if I know her. No, she goes on the attack. Almost turns it over. Foreign runs it down. I thought that was a perfect time for a pull-up 3 there for Kajarine. Look at that block from Abby Miller. Oh, Abby Miller. She should have a mean mug on her face after that one. She has been terrific in the second half. Her shooting numbers won't give her a real sense of her impact in this game. That's a good call. Jenna Jones, a little too physical there with Yepes, and Yepes is going to go to the line for free throws. The first one rims out. Woo! You breathe a sigh of relief if you're a Mystics fan. Yepes, one more chance now to try to bring it to 2. Knocks it in. Vass trying to beat the pressure. Well done there from Kajarine. Physical defense, and again, Vass saying she's bodying me, but this is how it's been called. This is how it's been called. The Mystics guards have been able to be physical with Windsor, and it's got to go both ways. So a good no call there. Oh, that's a deep one. That was the one. I thought for sure she was due. I thought that one might go. I was perfectly on line with it from where I was sitting. That looked true. Just a little bit long. And now here Windsor comes. They got a chance to tie. A little bit of a double team look. No. Vass not able to keep Reynolds in front of her. Creates a 3. No. Off the bounce. 2 for Yepes. Rims out. Run down in the corner by Vass. Is she able to knock it off the Windsor edge? She is. Run down on the corner by Vass. Good hustle. Is she still down on the corner? She gonna need some help up? She is. Shaking it off. 2-point lead for the Mystics. Windsor Edge is gonna extend their defense, and now coaches are gonna talk about it. Time out. And Vass is shaking off. I think she's able to shake it off. I think that's what the timeout was about from Coach Greg Gould, making sure Vass is okay for these last 54 seconds. So Moncton ball, you got to know that the Edge is going to extend that defense again. You got to have some contingency in place. And Kelly Vass tried to beat the trap with the dribble. That'll be plan A, I would imagine. If you're Kelly Vass, just get the ball in and beat that press off the dribble. But this Edge defense is long and it's nasty. And they could easily create a turnover with some over dribbling. So you got to have some contingencies in place. They got some big bodies they can send to mid-court line, or at least some physical bodies. Abby Miller's a candidate. Send her to the middle to be an outlet. And then when you get the ball in the half court, run your best stuff for Jenna Jones would be my advice right now. She's been terrific in this second half. And My players of the game, fans, it's on me to pick these players of the game. You know, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I'll be doing it all weekend. And I think it's clear from these second halves of Carissa Caggiarine and Jenna Jones that they're the players of the game for their respective teams. And Moncton's going to have to inbound it from an awkward spot, too, here in the corner. Can't run the baseline, don't have great angles. Let's see what they run here. And they're going to send somebody long, and it's going to work like a charm. Look at that football pass. And Tiffany Reynolds. Whoo! The hustle. Taking it right back. So 51 seconds. Great play design out of the timeout by Coach Greg Gould to get McLaughlin running long. An unbelievable hustle by Tiffany Reynolds to force a tie-up. Jenna Jones out top. Over to McDonald. 17 on the clock. McLaughlin, she looks to penetrate. Miller cuts, leaves pass open. She finds McDonald. McDonald back. Oh, it's going to be a turnover back to the edge. 32 seconds left. Now another timeout as I get some assistance here with my player of the game calls. Thanks, people. So, yeah, this has been, look, this is the best game that I've seen. There's been a lot of high-quality games played in this league so far this year. The best ones, for whatever reason, involve the Windsor Edge. It's been time after time after time. They have had a game with both Halifax teams, and now this game with a game with the Freeze and this game with Moncton that I would rank probably the four best games of the year in this league. And that's saying something because there's been some really entertaining games, but this one really takes the cake for me. The comeback from 21-2 down, the fight of the edge to come back and take the lead once the lead was taken away from them, and then Moncton's come back and edged in front, and the crowd in here has been terrific. And just a well-played game, a well-refereed game. And this is fun, folks. If you're not having any fun, I don't know what to tell you. So the in-house announcer, the best of the biz, Andy Sharp, he's asking everybody to get on their feet. I'm going to stay sitting because I'm already wiped out from doing this game. Anne-Marie Patron on the bench saying, stand up, fans. This is going to be a fun last 32. Windsor moves the ball to half court to inbounds. And they got their best five on the floor. You know they're going to try to go to Caggiarine. They don't get it to her. It's into Reynolds. Fake handoff. Physical play there from Greater X. A turnover. Abby Miller cuts off the pass to Van Maltzen. They turn it right back over. Foreign into Van Maltzen. Another scramble, and it's a jump ball, and it's going to the Windsor edge with 18 seconds left. Moncton took away, looks like, option A, B, and C off that out-of-bounds play and forced a turnover, but Windsor didn't give up, and Foreign got down on the floor and gave him a new possession. Look at that clutching and grabbing and physical play on the inbounds. This stuff is wild, and Van Maltzen accidentally caught someone. It's McLaughlin down on the floor, can't get up. A missed three there. From the action all over the floor on that play was unbelievable. Kelsey McLaughlin went down in a heap. She caught an elbow, a completely accidental elbow from Van Maltzen, and you could tell Van Maltzen feels bad. She's over talking to her, and Kelsey McLaughlin hasn't gotten up off the floor yet. She's talking, she's moving, but you could tell she took a good shot, and she needs a minute. And you could tell Van Maltzen right away, in the middle of the play, stopped playing, leaned over and went, oh man, because she knew she caught her good. And yeah, Greg Gould on the way by said no foul on that. Like, you know, I know it was incidental, it was accident, but you got to make a call on that. She's moving everything. She's getting up there now. Is McLaughlin with the assistance. I think she's got some cobwebs. But meanwhile, the play was taking place, and half the people on the floor were concerned about Kelsey. Yeah, she's licking her lip. You know, she took a shot, probably bleeding inside her mouth. Gonna have a fat lip, I think, but that looks like the extent of the damage. Meanwhile, the play continued, and Caggiarine got a pretty open three from the top of the key to take the lead. And down a person on the floor, the Mystics caught a break when the miss wasn't able to be corralled. Right underneath the hoop, standing by herself, was Yepes to collect any rebound, but it bounced up and hit the stanchion. And now Moncton has a chance to salt this away for their first win in the Maritime Women's Basketball Association. And if that happens, this crowd, you're going to hear it in the stands, fans. This crowd is going to erupt. So really, Moncton's going to move it to half court, get the ball inbounds to their best free throw shooter. That would be plan A. I think that's going to be Kelly Vass. They're going to try to get the ball in the hands of. This has been electric in here, fans. And a game like this, involving Moncton, can only do great things for the rest of this weekend and create some buzz. I'm going to try to catch this on my phone if I can, this last 7 seconds. Because this is historic stuff. Could you back up just a little bit? Could you back up just a little bit? I gotta move the fans around. They're trying to rush the floor here, people. And block my view. The fans are so enthused. So Moncton's gonna try to get the ball in bounds here. They do, and then immediately a foul is called. I didn't see who it was with the surge of the fans. And they're going to have to foul Moncton again, is Windsor, to get the ball, to get them on the line. So Kelsey McLaughlin, great sign, still in the game for Moncton. They get it to McLaughlin. Foul call. She's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. And she's got a chance to make this a 2-possession game and make the last 4 seconds insignificant. That's what the fans want. Lindy McDonald, Kelly Vass, Jenna Jones, and Abby Miller gathered around Coach Greg Gould for last-second advice. McLaughlin rims out on the first, and Windsor still has a shot. You know who's on the other side for the edge if you're a Mystics fan. They're going to try to go long, trying to get a 3. Look at that play call. They got the shot up. It rims off, and the Moncton Mystics have notched their first victory in the history of the Maritime Women's Basketball Association. And the crowd is loving it. What a comeback for the Mystics. And you can see the toll the effort has taken on people like Kelsey McLaughlin. 6 to the floor, back up. What a moment for the Moncton Mystics franchise. Great stuff, fans. Thanks to the Windsor Edge for being in a game like that as well. And Anne-Marie Poitras is psyched up, as she should be. Great stuff from the Mystics. Fans, I'm going to see you back here in about 20 minutes. I don't know what can top that, but we'll see if we can do it for you. We'll see you right back here for the Port City Fog and the Halifax Hornets.
And no surprise for Moncton, I'm sure you can guess who it is. Say it with